Is the worst chapter in Texas education, and it is chapter 313.
It is obscene.
How much can I pay the legislators to give me my access to $1 billion?
How much has it cost Texas so far?
$20 billion taken out of their pockets.
Our friend Mark Goluby, who'd done so much research and been working so hard to expose the corruption around 313, no one had done the research, nobody had connected the dots about how this thing was being exploited.
Yes, it's wired.
And what was sold as an incentive program has become so incredibly corrupt that only the big guys can get the benefit of the tax abatements, and they're hiring their hired guns and taking over school boards.
I mean, if the money doesn't strike you, nothing will grip you faster and harder and more fervently than your children. So where are we on this deal?
These businesses that were coming in, they were either a wholly owned or partially owned business entity of XYZ Co. shell company that was funded by, that's one of the 5 megacorps that really own everything in the United States, including all 6 media news outlets, unified with their liberal agenda. All at once, within the last 2 to 4 years, all at once, they started pushing a very liberal curriculum. They want to teach critical race theory. But here's one of the other horrible ones, and this is what the call from North Texas had come to me about originally.
Which is why we connected again on this conversation, because this is a recent revelation to you. Predictable.
You know, why would a 4th or 5th grader need to see porn at school? And
I'm going to use the word that I know is accurate. It's groomed. It is being groomed.
And most people didn't use condoms in sexual relationships until the risks of HIV and other infections pushed people to change their behavior. And now it's not only normal, it's a way to say, I respect you and I want to protect both of us. This is also a sign that you want to protect others and have them protect you. And the sooner that this becomes part of everyone's normal everyday life, the sooner we can all get back to normal everyday life.
you can't unsee that at a child's age. So many teachers call and they're asking for help. They call into BizPac. They're asking for help. They're not business owners, you know, but I'm listening. They don't want what's happening. These teachers, but they're part of this. They have
a real heart to do what they do, but they're along for the ride.
They want to teach children, but they don't want to teach them sex ed. You know, they don't want to teach them critical race, but they're having it crammed down on them by the teachers' unions around the state of Texas that have this 313 systemic corruption going on. The school board's response is, well, we should provide counseling for all these children. They created the problem. So the school district, this is tax dollars, from the people that had to pay all the extra taxes because they gave the incentives to the people that own these guys that just did this to them. They get all the profits, they make their margin, they subcontract it to their liberal counseling friends. So they're going to act like the savior now. So you've got the liberal agenda being pushed at the school board hired gun level from the school board trustees. You've got the teachers union holding these teachers hostage for their retirement. Okay, you see that game? You see that's what they're doing? And so they're in this terrible situation. There has to be a check and balance in who is funding the campaigns of school board members, so that's where their interests are. If you are the bellwether, if you're the Paul Revere saying, hey, this guy just moved into the district, doesn't have any kids, huge campaign war chest, don't vote for him.
Who do we blame?
We blame the legislature for creating 313.
But what are they winning that they would want to keep this going?
So if they vote for this corrupt stuff, right, then it's time to mount up and find a replacement for this person. These teachers are in this terrible situation that they want this to end. If you can break apart the corrupt school board members that we're talking about, we can just make it till next Monday at closing gavel, this thing's dead. If they vote for this corrupt stuff, right, then it's time to mount up and find a replacement for this person.